Hi, my friends. Today I want to present you a new story. Enjoy watching it.
My name is Rosalie. I am 29 years old. It happened at 8:47 on a gray Tuesday morning. I was at my desk, staring at lines of code that suddenly blurred before my eyes when my phone lit up with a message from Mom. Don't call or come over, we're done. Just that. No punctuation, no explanation, like a door slamming shut after years of me holding it open. My breath caught. For a few seconds, I just stared, feeling my pulse throb in my ears. Then, almost instinctively, I typed my reply. Got it. 2 words that felt like both surrender and freedom. My hands trembled. I set the phone down and leaned back, trying to process what had just happened. After all the medical bills I paid, the debts I erased, the nights I stayed awake moving money between accounts to keep their lights on. This was how it ended. The coffee on my desk had gone cold, and so had something inside me. I thought about Mom's voice on those nights she'd call crying about another overdue notice. I'd always come through. Always, even when it meant skipping meals or selling my old laptop to cover another of my sister Megan's emergencies. I dialed the number once, then stopped. What would I even say? Why? What did I do? But deep down, I already knew the answer. I was no longer useful. The silence of my apartment grew heavier. The hum of my computer fan sounded almost like a whisper, reminding me how much of my life I'd built alone. I glanced at the framed photo on my shelf. Mom, Dad, Megan, and me. I was off to the side, holding the camera remote, smiling because they told me to. I laughed softly, bitterly. Guess that's symbolic, huh? My phone buzzed again, an automated message from my bank, confirming another payment for their property taxes. The irony nearly broke me. I reached for the laptop, canceled it, and whispered, not anymore. Outside, Chicago's winter wind howled, brushing against my window like a warning or a blessing. I wasn't sure which. That night, for the first time in years, I turned my phone off and went to bed. No alarms, no family obligations, just silence, cold, frightening, and strangely peaceful. I was 7 when I first realized love in our house wasn't shared, it was assigned. Megan got the hugs, the praise, the front seat in every family photo. I got silence and instructions. While she twirled in new dresses, I sat cross-legged on the floor with a second-hand laptop, fascinated by how letters turned into light. Dad used to pat her shoulder and say, "That's my girl. The future of our resort hotel business." To me, he'd nod absently, "Keep yourself busy, Rosalie." At 15, I won a state coding competition. I came home clutching the certificate, grinning. Mom didn't even look up from her phone. Megan got featured in a local paper, she said. Isn't that wonderful? I swallowed the sting and smiled anyway. It became a habit, smiling when it hurt, giving when it drained me. Years later, when the resort hotel business started failing, Dad called me, his tone unusually soft. "Sweetheart, we just need a little help until business picks up. You're doing so well in tech. Can't you spare something?" "How much?" I asked quietly. $50,000, you'll get it back, family promise. He never paid it back, and I never asked again. Mom began calling more often, always for Megan's sake. Your sister's card was declined again. You know how stressful running a business is. Each time I wired the money, telling myself this time it'll earn their respect. It never did. One night, after another long call about unpaid bills, I caught my reflection in the dark window. Tired eyes, trembling hands. I whispered, "You're not their daughter. You're their wallet." The tears came slowly, painfully, because saying it made it real. The following event took place 2 weeks before the last and final message from my mother arrived. It was supposed to be a celebration. After months of sleepless nights, my startup finally secured its first investor. I invited my parents and Megan to dinner, hoping, just this once, to see pride in their eyes. At the restaurant, the candlelight flickered between us. I spoke with cautious excitement. We're developing adaptive AI for medical diagnostics. If it scales, hospitals could detect cancer faster than ever. Dad leaned back smirking. AI again? You still chasing fantasies, Rosalie? Megan deals with real people, not robots. Mom chuckled softly. You know your sister's resort hotel business employs 50 staff. That's tangible success. Megan swirled her wine, eyes glinting. Don't take it personally, Rosie. Not everyone's meant for business. The laughter that followed carved through me like glass. I forced a smile, pretending their words didn't sting. But later in the parking lot, as I unlocked my car, a voice called from the shadows. It was Clara, Megan's friend. Her face was pale, her voice trembling. Rosalie, I shouldn't say this, but Megan's been taking money from the resort. Fake vendor accounts, false receipts. Your parents know, they're covering for her. My breath hitched. That can't be true. I saw the spreadsheets. Ask your father. That night, I drove to the resort. The lights were still on in Dad's office. As I reached a door, I heard his voice through the glass. Rosalie's getting too proud. It's time we rewrite the will. Megan's our legacy, she'll inherit everything. Mom's reply was faint but firm. Rosalie will understand, she's independent. Megan needs us more. The floor seemed to vanish beneath me. Every debt I'd paid, every sacrifice, they'd rewritten it into a burden. I left without knocking. The air outside was cold and sharp, my vision blurred with tears I couldn't stop. That night, I didn't sleep. The morning after my mother's final text, I woke to 30 missed calls. By noon, the number had doubled. They all came from the same 3 names: Mom, Dad, Megan. I didn't answer a single one. Instead, I sat at my desk, opened my laptop, and pulled up every account I had linked to their lives. Utility payments, insurance, loan transfers, resort payroll. I hovered over each cancel button for a heartbeat, then clicked. One after another, every payment vanished, over $270,000 of silent devotion erased in a single afternoon. The next day, the messages changed tone. Rosalie, what's going on? The power company just called. Your mother's medical payments stopped. Are you crazy? Answer the phone, you selfish girl. I read them all and deleted them all. That evening, Megan showed up at my apartment building. Her voice echoed through the intercom, trembling between rage and fear. Rosalie, please. The resort hotel business can't function without you. Mom's crying every night. Don't you have a heart? I pressed the intercom button, my voice calm. I do, I'm just done renting out my heart. Her gasp was sharp, almost childlike. Then silence. For the first time in years, my mind was quiet. No guilt, no begging, no pretending. Days turned into weeks. The resort hotel business began collapsing, suppliers pulling out, investors withdrawing. I saw the headlines online, but I didn't gloat. I just felt free. Revenge didn't need noise, I learned. Sometimes the loudest justice is silence, the kind that echoes in the hearts of those who took your kindness for granted. And in that silence, I started to remember what peace felt like. I wrote a statement with attachments detailing fraudulent schemes and facts of money theft and tax evasion in my family's resort and hotel business. The investigation lasted several months, and detectives uncovered numerous facts of illegal activity and theft of funds. 5 months later, I walked through the courthouse doors in a gray suit that matched the clouds outside. The Morgan Resort logo on the documents looked smaller than I remembered. Like the empire itself, my family had shrunk. Mom and Dad sat at the table, defeated. Megan avoided my eyes, wrists trembling as she signed the fraud papers. The whispers of reporters outside blurred into a dull hum. Dad's voice cracked. Rosalie, you're really letting this happen? I laid a folder in front of him, proof of Megan's theft, the forged invoices, and my transfer records. I didn't let it happen, I said quietly. You did when you chose her lies over my truth. Mom's eyes glistened. We only wanted to protect the family. You protected the wrong person, I whispered. As I turned to leave, Megan finally spoke, voice raw. Are you happy now? I paused. No, but I'm finally free. Outside, the first snow was falling. My AI company had just sold for $9 million, and yet it wasn't the money that warmed me, it was the silence. Freedom, I realized, isn't peace without pain. It's choosing yourself even when it hurts.
Friends, what do you think of this story? Write your opinion in the comments. Would you like more stories? Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell button so you don't miss any videos. See you tomorrow.